Welcome back to my channel, and now I've got a comparison, well, a versus the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e and the Huawei MediaPad M510. You can see a bit of side comparison there. So the Samsung Galaxy Tab is a 10.5 WQVGA Super AMOLED at 2560 by 1600 287 ppi, where the Huawei is a 10.8 WQXGA LCD 2560 by 1600 280 ppi. The size of the tablets are the Samsung 245 by 160 by 5.5 millimeters and 400 grams, and the Huawei 258.7 by 171.8 and a thickness of 7.3 millimeters, 498 grams. But the actual screen real estate on the Samsung, you get 227 by 141, and on the Huawei you get 230 by 143. Now the Samsung comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 670 10nm octa-core 2 GHz, and the Huawei comes with a Kirin 960S octa-core. Currently the Samsung is running Android Pie with the new Samsung One UI, and the Huawei is also running Android Pie and EMUI 9. The memory and storage options on the Samsung, you can get, if it's available in your region, 64 gigabytes of storage with 4 gigabytes of RAM, or 128 gigabytes of storage and 6 gigabytes of RAM, and it comes in black, gold or silver. On the Huawei, it comes with a 32 gigabyte of storage with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Plus the Samsung also comes with expandable storage with up to a 512 gigabyte micro SD card. The cameras on the Samsung, we have on the front, we have an 8 megapixel f2.0, and on the Huawei we have an 8 megapixel f2.2. On the rear camera we have a 13 megapixel f2.0 capable of 4K recording, and on the Huawei we also have a 13 megapixel f2.2 4K recording also. The Samsung comes with 4 speakers, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. They're tuned by AKG with Dolby Atmos technology. And also on the Huawei, that comes with top firing and bottom firing, and that also has 4 speakers. The battery capacity on the Samsung comes with a 7040 mAh battery, and on the Huawei it comes with a 7500 mAh battery. Now I find, even though the Huawei is bigger battery, the Samsung lasts longer. Although I have had the Huawei for almost a year, but I'm getting around 12 hours battery life from the new Samsung, and I'm only getting around 9.5 hours up to 10 maximum on the Huawei. For security and the sensors on the Samsung, we have on the power button, which is a fingerprint biometric sensor. It also has a face unlock via the camera, and it also has proximity sensor. And on the Huawei, it has that's not a power button, it's just a biometric fingerprint scanner. There's a few differences between the tablet. If we go into a web page, as you can see, even though the Huawei is a bigger screen, more text actually appears on the Samsung, but that's because I've changed some settings. So it goes all the way down to there. And that's because of some settings. If you go into settings on both tablets and you go to display and display, you've got text and display size. That's already down to the maximum lowest level. But on the Samsung you can go even smaller. You've got the font size and you've also got screen zoom, which is at the smallest. On the Huawei, they've put it under system navigation, and here you can change how the keys text on the screen. So if you're looking for more text on the screen, I would go for the Samsung. Right, let's test the opening times of some websites. So we go to Sky News. About the same. So if we go to Tech Radar, I think the response on the Huawei is slightly different, but the loading speed is about the same. So let's go to Movie Web. So Phone Arena. Actually, the opening speeds are about the same. And let's go to Android Police. Now let's load some, see how long trailers load. So let's do Toy Story 4. We got an ad on the one on the left. And in portrait mode. Samsung takes slightly more screen, but not too much. Although, being Android, you can happily change it to any keyboard you want. But in landscape mode, Samsung is taking up a lot more space, but it does have the extra number settings, and you can change the keyboard to anything you need. And then Asphalt 8. And now sound quality. So if we go to YouTube, now we're going to have some how the music quality is. First with a Samsung.
Put a glass box around her and she'll break the glass. If you try to cage her in, she'll like the match.
Now from the Huawei.
Put a glass box around her and she'll break the glass. If you try to cage her in, she'll like the match. Oh, she's like an animal, it's in her blood.
Back to the Samsung.
Oh, she's like an animal, it's in her blood. She will never change into dust.
So now it's the Samsung.
Into dust. Like the wind is free, like the wild bee. If you try to take what is in watch it turn her life into dust,
Now I would say the Samsung is a lot clearer and more rounded sound. Now for the displays. Netflix. When you see the stars, you can see a lot more stars. Yeah, you can see a lot more stars on the Huawei than you can on the Netflix. No, I don't think Netflix has enabled 1080p yet. I hope they do that soon. As you can see, the difference in sizes. And the difference in thickness. And that was a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e and the Huawei MediaPad N5 10. Any questions, any comments? Leave them down below. Subscribe to the channel and bring another one soon. The CPU is faster on the Samsung. The GPU, the high number on the Huawei compared to the Samsung. 3D graphics, more powerful on the Huawei. The UX, they're close, but the highest score on and on the memory. Samsung Tab S5e in 4K. The Huawei MediaPad at 4K. The Samsung Tab S5e 4K.